My name's Sajda Mughal, I'm 33 years old and I'm from London. 10 years to this day, I was working in the City of London. It was a normal day for me in terms of I was heading into the city for work. I was in fact running late. So that tube on the Piccadilly line should never have been the tube that I should have got onto. But because I was late, I ended up getting onto that tube. 10 seconds into the tunnel, on its way to Russell Square, there was a massive bang, which I now know was the explosion. The train came to a sudden standstill, but it felt like the train completely shook. The lights went out. Black smoke started to fill up the carriage. Complete silence, I remember initially, but then that silence went into screams, crying, people banging on the doors, people crying. But for me, I remained completely still. And I remember going into shock, where then I had a gush of thoughts. And I started to remember my loved ones. And I honestly thought that I was going to die that day. Physically, I was completely covered in black smoke. My hands, my face, my suit. I remember having to take off in the carriage my blazer and literally wrapping it around my face because it started to suffocate me. Eventually, what happened was the emergency services came down to rescue us.
We need to clear now Russell Square. Please, for your safety, please start moving down.
They came in through the carriages, escorted us out onto the tracks, back to King's Cross. I tried to call loved ones. I couldn't get through on the network systems were down, and I had to make my way home on foot, and that's exactly what I did. I walked back, and it took me hours. It took me hours, but eventually when I did get home, and I remember when I was on my road, I just ran as fast as I could to my home, got into the house, locked the door, shut the curtains, shut all the lights, no TV, no radio. And I remember just curling up on the sofa and bursting into tears and crying, waiting for loved ones to come. I was completely shocked. I thought the UK would never suffer a bombing, and not in London and not on the underground system. And then it started to emerge that they were bombings carried out by a small handful of Muslim males. And that shocked me even more. The attacks that day went completely against Islam. It took me a long while to overcome 7/7. I'm probably not fully over 7/7 because I find it very difficult to travel on the tube, even 10 years on.